Boom, boom, quick lesson about Santeria in 5 minutes.
Here we go.
Yeah, just in case, that's going to be a cut in, just my face.
We actually have a kind of a special subject we want to get into, which is AJ's spiritual adventure or journey in his life. He practices Santeria, much like you've probably heard in the Sublime song.
I don't practice Santeria.
I do.
Everybody wanted to do it. I knew you either did it at home before I did it, or we all did it at the same time, which is amazing.
I wanted to do it.
Yeah, everybody.
Which, if you don't know, is, I'm gonna try to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but it is a Catholic mixed with a voodoo type religion.
Okay, I love the way he cocked his head a little bit. I love it, which means we have so much to talk about. I love it.
There's so much to unpack in that one statement. I'm just saying, like, there's just so much.
But that's where it does originate in some of those same ideas.
Sure, yeah, yeah, no.
Why don't you tell us what it is?
You know, Andrew has a really close connection with AJ, but I've never met AJ before, and this is actually the very first time I've ever seen the man, and he's beautiful.
Oh,
absolutely beautiful. Like, I don't. Which is weird. I say that. I say that, but there's some people that are just really easy on the eyes, man. Wow. And it's great. So I'm glad he walked up, and I was like, oh man, like here we go. I knew I was gonna have a good time.
I'm a blood.
So no, so let's start this off, because honestly, like I have a lot of questions, like not only with your own particular like journey, like Andrew was talking about, but I don't know you at all. So let's just kind of like talk about you for a little bit. Like, who are you? What do you do? And how do you even meet Andrew? That would be a good tie.
That's yeah. Oh, okay. No, that's definitely okay. We can do that. So, my name is Aj Castro. That's how you'll find me. My handle is AJ, the number 5, the great, the number 1. If you want to look me up and kind of like take a look at me, I was
Santeria, and I'm if I said that right, I don't know if I said that too American. Santeria. Santeria. I wanted to like add a ragaga at the end. Santeria.
When the Spanish, the Dutch, the French began to conquer the New World and sail west, one of the first things that they did was, they bought slaves. Mm-hmm. And as horrible as it was, it's what created my spirituality in essence. So what they didn't realize when they were doing it was that they were pulling people from different cultures, different communities, different areas and different regions of Africa, and they were causing them to mesh together. Now, these people didn't speak the same language all the time. They didn't have the same beliefs per se.
Right.
But one thing that they all really did truly have in common was that their spirituality was based in nature, and they had like a pantheon of different deities that they went to. They're like angels in essence. We do believe in God. There's always a God, but there's also like, God has like, his squad. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So these are like his angels,
indeed.
his squads, you know what I'm saying? Like they help out, you know what I'm saying? Like you take care of this, you take care of that, help me govern humanity.
5 white dudes, but they're not in
It says
sync.
that in the Bible. It's
Shit. My bad. Getting comfortable. Back to the history lesson. So they basically went all around Africa, primarily along the West Coast, and they pulled a lot of people. They separated families, they murdered, they raped, they pillaged. And one thing that was for certain was once you were basically captured and put in chains and put on a boat, you were baptized Catholic. Okay. You had no choice but to accept that doctrine for what it was. And if you believed or tried to believe in anything else, you were persecuted, you were murdered, you were tortured until you converted. In order to maintain a piece of their culture, a piece of their identity, they decided to syncretize behind the image of the Catholic saints, the deities that most corresponded to that saint.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Because they understood the concept of it. You know what I'm saying? They understood what they wanted. They had to hide their spirituality behind the image of the Catholic saints. And they would line them up to correspond with that saint in particular.
Right.
Now, the funny thing is the word saint, like you and I know it, does not exist in the African language that, my beliefs come from.
Okay.
What exists, though, that's what's closest to that word is oricha, which I just mentioned that word a minute ago. Oricha is actually 2 words. Ori, which is your subconscious being, lives right in here, inside your brain. What makes you you? What makes you tick? Mm-hmm. Ori.
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 I did too much.
There you go.
Ori. I try to say it way too fancy.
It lives right here in your cranium. Basically, this is like your subconscious being. It's what makes you you. And then the word Sha.
Sha.
Which is defender or protector
Ori
of.
and Sha.
So an Oricha is a defender or a protector of your subconscious being.
Okay.
So just like the Catholics have guardian angels, your guardian angel could be,
That makes sense.
you know, Saint Michael, Saint Joseph, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whichever one was yours, that was your primary African deity from that tradition. People had to basically assimilate. So every Catholic saint had their own Orisha. For example, Saint Barbara, Chango. Our Lady of Charity, La Virgen de la Cara de Cobre, that's how you say it in Spanish, is Ochun.
Okay.
La Virgen de Regla, Yemaya, and so on and so forth. Fast forward, they bring these slaves over to the plantations, and whoever's culture predominantly resided in that island or in that land that you landed in, your culture is what kept going on and kept getting taught. Because it's a verbal tradition. All of it is verbal tradition. It's handed down from generation to generation.
And this is all in the specific like type of deities too. Like is each deity kind of like a different? I wouldn't say like religion necessarily because it seems like it's all in the same foundation, but because there's all of these separate deities, or all of these people in these separate places focusing on these specific deities, or is there still a crossover and a unanimity? Yes,
there is like a unity, like a family in essence. Like you have to receive a lot of them, but. You have one in particular that's like your guardian angel. That's your crown, per se.
Right.
You can say that. That's your guardian angel. Mine's just so happens to be Ochun. Yours could be Obatala. Yours could be Chango. Yours could be San Lázaro. There's so many different ones, but there's one that's specifically for you. It's like your mom or your dad, but that's like the one that you're closest to.
This should be a fucking anime.
Actually, they made a comic about it.
That's dope.
They
too.
did. And actually... Speaking of comics, the character Storm from X-Men is based on Oya, which is Yoruban goddess, basically where my spirituality comes from. What's crazy is like a lot of it got lost because of the desecration.
As it would.
You know, the genocide, you know, a lot of things weren't taught and weren't passed down. So once the whole Catholic Santeria version came into mesh, right? Because the slave owners would obviously sleep with the slaves and have babies and procreate and do their thing because that's what they did. When someone becomes a santero, it's more along the lines of like a personal sacrifice. The reason why you step towards santo isn't so that you can become rich and famous or hurt people or this or that. It's for you. It's personal. You get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with anybody else. That's why you don't hear about us. 1, 2, we had to keep it a secret for a very long time. When you do santo, the santos, and I say the santos because it's more than one, because the santos on your town, the Monday after the ceremony, the santos talk to you one by one. They give you advice that's for life. That advice is for you and for you alone, baby. I'm not allowed to wear certain colors. I'm not allowed to eat certain things because I know that one day I'm going to need them. My spirituality is based on that faith. And the signals and the signs and the consult that you receive from each Orisha when they speak to you. And there's ceremonies that you do before you do the 7-day-long ceremony. There's a whole bunch of other ceremonies that you gotta do. But I've been working my way up to that. I've been practicing now for like 8 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long time.
I was just about to ask that too. I was like, have you gone through this ceremony already? Because I feel like some of the things that you've talked about, I was just about to say, it's like some of the things that you've talked about has kind of seemed a little past tense, but at the same time, some of the things you say, that's mean like you are working up to this moment.
This Saturday.
There you go. Yeah,
this coming Saturday, I will officially be
Santero Saturday. Yo, Santero Saturday. That's what we're talking about. That's what we mean.
The reason why I want to do Santo, the reason why I want to do it is for peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Peace within myself. Like a guiding hand, something to tell me like it's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? No matter how crazy shit gets, I got your back. Type deal. It's the same type of faith that you would have in Jesus or in Buddha or in Allah or whatever it is that you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You give it to them to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I want the same thing for myself. My brother died in September.
Hey, rest in peace.
Yeah, lazy pup. We love you. We love you forever.
Sorry about your loss.
It's okay. It's okay. I lost my brother, and he died before he was supposed to. Like he died way too young. He's only a year older than me. Yeah. So horrible. And to lose him, it really shook me because the greatest thing you can do in life for a Santero is to crown. That's the greatest thing that you can do.
It sounds great. You know what I mean? Like, you're just
really
like the crown. Like, it just sounds like so.
It's the greatest thing that you could possibly do for yourself because it's like, it's a guidance. It's like a guiding light. It's like they tell you, like, look, this is your life. This is what's going to happen to you. And I'll be here with you every step of the way.
We make music so we can do this for you guys and we don't get sued. Come on, man. Bro. Can't play music that you listen to every day. We can't pay for that. We're broke. We're an RV. I'm saying, bro, I'm just trying to humble all y'all. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. We're in here. We're doing our thing. We're bringing this content to you. You want to ask us to play some Nicki Minaj or some shit. Bro, I'm sorry. We can't do that. We can't body yaddy yaddy right now. Okay, we can't do that right now. We ain't got that body yachty money. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you for stopping by. I hope you stay.
What I love the most, and I know this may sound ironic, but when it comes to Santo and Santeria, there's this freedom. That it sounds crazy because I'm telling you all these restrictions that you have for 1 year.
Normally, a lot of people, especially if they're gay, lesbian, you know, something of that nature, have a hard time, especially with religion. Like, a lot of that deems that unworthy or whatever the case may be. So I'm curious, not knowing anything about Santeria, if that has a clause or has that been hard for you at all in that general
Absolutely
sense?
not.
No? Okay. That's amazing. That's what I like to hear. That's awesome.
A very open and inviting religion and spiritual belief.
Awesome.
I believe that everybody's born with a guardian angel. Everybody has an Ori. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a subconscious being.
That's a beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a light inside of them.
That's awesome.
Your destiny is different from my destiny. I have nothing to say about yours because they got plenty to tell me about mine. I was just at a drumming where a lesbian woman had just crowned Santo. And I mean, it is what it is. Now, there are certain things that the religion does not bend with. Like when it comes down to gender, like what it is. Like, once you do the ceremony that is called Santo, that we refer to as Santo, that you're basically initiated into the religion, you're 100% initiated, you are officially a Santero or Santera, your gender cannot be in question.
Okay.
We don't care if you want to change to a man or a woman, if you want to be non-binary, all that good stuff, but the way you were born, that's one thing. If you change who you are before you do Santo, that is okay.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Once you do Santo,
that,
you cannot change because you gotta understand that energy recognizes you as one way.
Right.
This is how I found you. This is how you're gonna be for the rest of your life. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if this is something that you're leaning towards, right, and you're a transgender person, I highly suggest you make your transition before you do the ceremony. Because you're not. It's frowned upon. A lot of people don't look at it, you know, in the right light. Me personally, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm gay. Yeah. I support everybody for, you know, being who they want to be. And again, you know, that's your life, baby. Do what makes you happy because you only got one. I've never seen anybody be discriminated against or anything like that. And then actually, I've never faced that. I have seen somebody else do it. And I saw another member of the community, an elder in the community, stand up for someone.
Good.
You get what I'm saying? It's not about... Excuse my French, I don't know if I can say this now. Whose dick is bigger?
It's Reddit.
Or
Sucio gang.
If you sit around long enough, you'll see that when an elder approaches the throne, they will lay down on the floor and they'll grab a bell and they'll ring the bell and they'll say their words, they say their prayers that they need to say. And then they'll get up and I will lay down and they will help me stand up. They'll touch my back and they'll help me stand up. That's our way of saluting our crowns. That's how we say hello to the crown. That's what I said earlier, when you tilt the head, you literally are on the ground tilting your head, and you'll see me do it every single time someone walks up to the throne to say hi. But someone like you, who don't have a crown, you won't be able to throw yourself on the ground and ring the little bell. You have to get down on your knees and ring the bell. It's nothing weird. It's just, you just have to show respect. You have to kneel. You can go down to one knee if you want. I don't give a shit. And the door is open to everybody. We're not allowed to close the door to anybody. And everybody that comes is welcome to eat. We have to have food to offer you.
Yeah, right.
It's obligated. Like, no, every year on your birthday, when you celebrate your birthday, you can never close your door to anybody. Anybody who comes to your house that wants to come celebrate with you, your Santo birthday, You have to let them in. It don't matter if you and me beat the shit out of each other 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, man.
I still gotta let you through that door. If you're coming to pay respects to them,
Even like a random.
I mean, I know you beat my ass, but this turkey
like
like
a random
fire.
person. There's a story within my religion. There's and it goes like this. Someone was getting ready to celebrate their santo birthday. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they were getting ready to celebrate their santo birthday, right? And he went to one of the orichas. He went to El Egua, and he told El Egua, go invite all the beautiful people and only the beautiful people to come. He said, oh, okay. So he left. And all he did was he grabbed people who were sick, the beggars, the poor people with disease and all that other stuff, people who couldn't, who didn't have anything to bring, people with no titles, people with no shoes. He found everybody and anybody. And then he disguised himself as one of them. And they walk up as a group and he knocks on the door. And the guy opens the door and they're like, who the fuck are y'all? He's like, who are these people? Like, where are you guys? Like, they're like, El Egua told us that we were welcome to come here, that you were having a feast, and that we were allowed to come and eat and share with you. He's like, yeah, but I only wanted specific people. I only wanted the most beautiful, those who could come and see how great I am. Okay. He's like, so can we not come in? He's like, no. He's like, okay. And before he could close the door, El Egua kind of shapeshifted himself back to his normal self. And he's like, El Egua, I didn't know it was you. He's like, you shouldn't turn your door to other people.
Yeah.
The people that you think, or the people that you want to impress, they don't give a shit about you. But these people right here will value what you have to offer.
I appreciate AJ coming through
appreciate
tonight.
you guys for having me.
Yeah, anytime, bro. I'm sure that we're gonna want to talk again. Maybe even after a lot of
in a year from now.
Yeah,
Yeah, a year from now. I won't have any hair.
That might be even
AJ,
crazier. You know what I'm saying?
JTA, Cona's just said you got this.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, so we appreciate everybody coming out and checking us out. Like we said, we do this every Tuesday at 6
Eastern
Cona,
time.
London, Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you from in the mother Russia.
We're about to Russia probably by now.
Romania.
Like 1 o'clock.
You know, wherever we pick up in the UK. So we appreciate anybody that's up. Thank you again, AJ, for coming out and and really just putting it out there and putting a lot of things in perspective. This is These Days made by your boy. Cona on the beat. It's gonna be coming out pretty soon. And hey, I appreciate you always coming out. We're gonna ride this out and let this go. Thank you for our guests. Thank you for you guys coming in every Tuesday at 6. RV. Stay classy.
Weight of the world is in your hands. Not sure you understand. Another round of the strive and struggle to reach one potential that's deep within. It was much deeper than. The lights in your eyes, me shadow a doubt. Let's demonstrate from your core. Bearing all the scars of their badges from way before you've been blessed. Shit you've been messed with, your heart is getting so cold. Your aura glowing so warm. The irony here is bold. I need you to understand why I created chaos and stuck inside of a man. Why I believe in you.
I see that trap, yeah, it get hard, but I don't crack. That ain't no cap, I'll find a better way. This music is my getaway. I'll sing these songs until the grave, so when I'm gone, the vibe remain. Can't believe all I did when I look back. All that shit I've been through, yeah, it's been bad. I pray to God, please save my soul, but won't admit that. I crack a smile, yeah, let's get wild, you know I'm with that. Yeah, this pain, I feel insane, I gotta push, I'll be okay. Right through the rain, I'm swerving lanes, might blow my brains, I can't maintain. All these people, places, things, all these demons in my way.